lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, show recap prediction sports
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
What's going on, everybody? It's the EVP from the EVP Show, and I am live back here finally with your Tna Recap Show, Thursday, April 30th, 2026. So I did miss the last 2 weeks with TNA. Had some things come up. Honestly, probably thought about tonight too. Obviously, I've been traveling since like early yesterday morning, like 22 hours on the road. So, but I was able to get a little bit of a couple hours sleep before TNA come on. So, was gonna go ahead and get it in tonight on the recap show. It's so frustrating how TNA is with announcing their matches for next week, and obviously it goes so fast. It's just super hard to keep up with all of the everything that goes on in the show. But we're back live here on the EVP show. Haven't seen you guys since Tuesday. Like I said, I traveled from up north back down south to Louisiana, so I'm pretty tired, but yeah, gotta keep going. So I'll get plenty of rest tonight, and obviously SmackDown's not on until tomorrow. So it was a pretty good show tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and tweet out that I'm live, and then we'll kind of go over a couple of announcements that I have for you guys. It's not many, but go and let everybody know that I'm live. I think somebody retweeted it already. I'm not sure. I'm just posting that. Trying to find all of my chat. Sorry, guys. 3 viewers. It's late. It's early here though. Now I'm back on the Central Time Zone, so I'm an hour behind the East Coast now. So I looked at streamer and I was like, "Oh shit! Like that was going on." But yeah. Yeah, I saw on, I guess it was Twitter, that Indy Hartwell gave Dexter Lumis complete transformation. Cuts off his hair and the beard. He's very prepared to hit free agency, so I don't know, will he be coming to TNA? I didn't know that him and Indy Hartwell were dating, but that's news to me. I don't remember seeing that on the show. All right, so we're live with your TNA Impact recap show. Let me just get to my notes again. Sorry, got sidetracked there. I was looking at the new dude by Dexter Lumis. All right. So obviously this was taped because TNA is never live normally. But just to kind of go over a couple of let me go over a couple announcements first. Obviously next Wednesday night, live here on the EVP show at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, which I'll be in Central Time Zone then, but it'll be 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be doing the WWE Backlash prediction show, which we have a full panel. So make sure you guys tune in for that. 7 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday. So hit the notification bell, hit the reminder, and come join us for the WWE Backlash prediction show. So that's next Wednesday. And then tomorrow, obviously, we're back with SmackDown. And then Sunday is the second week of Doubleheader Sunday here on the EVP show. And I'll go over that at the end of the show. But obviously, we'll have episode 19 of Sunday Night Scoops. A lot of stuff's happened this week, so a lot of stuff to go over. And then later on that night, I will be breaking down LOG season 3, episode number 2. So, finish up the week strong. So obviously they're from Syracuse again tonight. We're just to go over some of the matches. We're going to see Frankie Kazarian going one-on-one versus Elijah in a walk with Elijah match. A multi TNA women's knockouts action featuring the team of Mara Sade, Allie, and Rosemary against Tessa Blanchard, Mila Moore, and Victoria Crawford. Jeff Hardy goes one-on-one with Vincent. And Mustafa Ali defends the TNA International Championship against Adam Brooks. Also, we'll hear from Leon Slater. We're going to get Mr. Elegance with the Elegance brand, obviously accompanying him down to the ring against Hometown Man. We see him, Hometown Man, pretty much every week. So, the opening contest is going to be WWE. I mean, he's the WWE Hall of Famer for sure. One half of probably one of the greatest tag teams of all time, the Hardy Boys. Jeff Hardy going one-on-one with Vincent from the Righteous. Obviously, Matthew Rewalt and Tom Hannafin are on for they're on the announced team. As always, they note that Matt Hardy and Vincent from each respective team are banned from ringside. So I'm not going to go through move by move. Obviously, I always try to keep the TNA recap and the LOG recap pretty short and sweet and to the point, less than, somewhere between 30 minutes to, 45, something like that. But the finish of the match was kind of go through that. Saw Matt Hardy distract Vincent, allowing Jeff Hardy to hit a swanton bomb for the 1, 2, 3. So Jeff Hardy was victorious tonight against Vincent. And we saw a strange Matt Hardy. After the match, though, Dutch comes down to the ring and carried Vincent away. Both members of the Righteous have had twisted smiles on their faces as Jeff Hardy watches from the ring. Like I said, it seems the Righteous have successfully managed to break Matt Hardy, causing him to metamorphose into Broken Matt. It may be only a matter of time before Jeff Hardy transformed into Brother Nero, setting the stage for a cinematic clash between the two teams. That said, Matt bringing back his iconic gimmick on a random episode of TNA felt a little bit underwhelming. It might have been more effective if the reveal had been saved for a bigger stage. So we go backstage with Gia Miller, and she's talking to Frankie Kazarian about his match tonight against Elijah. With obviously it's the walk with Elijah match, which I mean, nobody's going to expect Elijah to actually lose in his own match. GM Miller explains the rules of the Walk with Elijah match. He says both Frankie Kazarian and Elijah will be tied together with a guitar strap. The match will begin backstage and can only end when one competitor touches all four corners of the ring with the strap in succession. GM Miller then asked Frankie Kazarian for his thoughts. Frankie Kazarian says he is no stranger to unique match types, references history of competing in the first ever Ultimate X, Steel Asylum, and King of the Mountain matches. He adds that fans will be walking with the king when the match is over. So good segment there. GM Miller, love her as always. So then we go to the next match of the night. Like I said, I'm not going to break down move by move. I usually want to do that for NXT. A little bit on LFG, Raw, and SmackDown. These streams are going to be, they're always very short. So Mustafa Ali, obviously accompanied by Order 4, is defending the TNA International Championship match. TNA International Championship against Adam Brooks. The finish saw Mustafa Ali hit a 450 splash on Adam Brooks to retain the TNA International Championship. The winner is still TNA International Champion is Mustafa Ali. I kind of graded it, so I think I'm going to give this an A-. Mustafa Ali is really, really good. It seemed like for me the TNA International title will become the most prestigious championship in TNA under Mustafa Ali's reign. So Adam Brooks, first time I saw him in action, he's very impressive. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him on TNA Impact. So then we get a outside / backstage promo / vignette from Eric Young. He says, obviously, he kind of ruined the return of EC3 last week, but he said he wants to go one-on-one with EC3 next week on TNA Impact, and that is official. So I don't know why my phone just keeps doing that. So weird. I have really good Wi-Fi here, so shouldn't have done that. Sorry about that. All right, so Eric Young says it's time he and EC3 settle things once and for all. Eric Young challenges EC3 to a no rules, anything goes match next week on TNA Impact. So that is official that's one of the matches that's official for next week. Eric Young will go one-on-one with EC3 in a no rules, anything goes match next week on TNA Impact. So looking forward to EC3. So the next match is the six woman tag from the TNA Women's Knockouts division. Mara Sade, Allie and Rosemary versus Tessa Blanchard, Mila Moore, and Victoria Crawford. The finish of the match saw Allie hit Tessa Blanchard with a code breaker for the 1, 2, 3. This has all been kind of leading up with all these backstage stuff. My grade for this was a B-. Sorry, my phone is like being really weird. It's like hot. It was a fun match. Obviously this was Allie's TNA in-ring return. She looked great in her return. The Undead Realm spilling over into the real world is an interesting angle. that TNA obviously is pulling off here. Let's see what's next for all 6 of these women. After this, so then we get a cameo from what we thought was at the last couple weeks he's been suspended from Daria Ray got him and Indy Hartwell suspended from any type of decisions or anything like that for basically putting his hands on Shannon Stacks. So we did get a video message from Santino Marella. He says he's not in Syracuse, but he has good news to share with the fans. He said he is no longer suspended. Santino Marella explained that he was previously accused of entering the Knockouts locker room and assaulting talent. The TNA Director of Authority then announces several matches for next week's Impact, which we would, like I said before, we're going to see Eric Young and EC3 next week. But we're also going to see the TNA Tag Team Champions. I'm sorry. I skipped ahead. Moose and Leon Slater are going to go up against 2 members of the System, Eddie Edwards and Cedric Alexander. And then we're going to get Nick Nemeth and Casey Navarro, of all people, will challenge the System's Barrett Bronson and Brian Myers for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. And then, obviously, I said EC3 and Eric Young. And then, I don't know if it's the main event, but the TNA Women's Knockouts World Champion, Ariana Grace, will have to defend the title against the lady that she defeated for this title about 70, 80 days plus ago, Li Ying Lee. But Santino Marella says that Zaya Brookside, which she just recently turned on Li Ying Lee, will be banned from ringside. So that's 4 matches next week set for TNA Impact. Ariana Grace will defend against Li Ying Lee with Zaya Brookside banned from ringside. And then Santino Marella wraps up his announcement by confirming that Indy Hartwell has been reinstated. So that's good news. And then Indy Hartwell comes out. She says she is back. Obviously, Daria Ray was in the back. She was speaking to someone over a computer or some kind of system, making sure that everything Santino said was correct. And it was all confirmed that both of them are back. So, Indy Hartwell and Santino. Indy Hartwell comes out. She says she is no longer suspended and questions the audacity of Daria Ray to suspend her without a valid reason. The crowd was chanting, "Daria sucks," and Indy responds and says, "Yes, she does." Indy then shifts her attention to, she said, with or without the Women's TNA Knockouts Championship, she is coming after Ariana Grace, with or without that title. I think she's going to still probably have the title. I think Indy Hartwell is going to be the one to take that title from her. So then we get Nick Nemeth in the back confronting the men's TNA heavyweight champion, Mike Santana. Mike Santana talks about his banger of a match he had against Rich Swann from last week's Impact. Santana says they both proudly represent TNA. Nick Nemeth then shows up with his Call Your Shot Gauntlet Trophy, which pretty much means that anytime he can cash that in for a title match. Nick Nemeth tells Santana to relax, kid, and teases cashing in the trophy for a shot at the TNA Men's Heavyweight Championship. So when will he cash that Call Your Shot in? So then, like I said, Daria Ray's on a video call with the supposed TNA higher-up. She asks if both Santino Marella and Indy Hartwell have been reinstated and whether the matches made by Santino Marella are legitimate. She nods and responds, "Yes, sir." So all the matches that I previously stated before are going to happen next Thursday on TNA Impact. Indy Hartwell then appears and mocks Daria, who accuses Indy of bypassing her authority. Daria warns that Indy's contract with TNA Wrestling is coming up and tells her to tread carefully. After Daria leaves, Indy opens her phone as a segment ends on a cliffhanger. So don't know what's going to go on with that. So the next match we saw for the night is Mr. Elegance of the Elegance brand. Didn't really have a whole lot of interest in this match, to be honest with you. Against the hometown man, I always get a kick out of the hometown man, no matter what. So Ash by Elegance obviously gets involved. Acts like she wants to give the hometown man a big smooch. Mr. Elegance takes advantage of a distraction from Ash to score the win over hometown man. And then the winning streak has continued for Mr. Elegance. I'm not even going to give a grade to this bout because, like I said, anything with Mr. Elegance I don't have very much interest in. And he's only 2-0, so. So then we have the undead realm backstage segment after their big victory. Mara Sade, Allie, and Rosemary react to their win over Tessa Blanchard, Victoria Crawford, and Mila Moore. Allie says she's excited to be back from the undead realm. The group is in super high spirit, but Rosemary tells them to stay focused. Allie responds that she just wants to bite people's faces off while Sade wonders what they might taste like. Rosemary calls them both freaky and then asks Sade how she liked the undead realm. Sade says she digs it. Sade then begins to teach Allie her dance moves. Rosemary initially wants no part of the fun, but eventually tries to join in, only to be caught red-handed by Sade and Allie, who hug her. And Rosemary made a comment. She said, "Look, I'm already wearing pink." So, love that segment. Kind of weird having Mara Sade involved in that, though. So then we get a backstage interview with the challenger for the TNA Women's Knockouts Champion next week on TNA Impact, which should be my thumbnail. It's going to be Ariana Grace versus Li Ying Li, with Zaya Brookside banned from ringside. And there goes my phone again. I don't know why I keep doing that. Sorry. Maybe the Wi-Fi it's storming really bad here, so. There wasn't a whole lot to cover here anyway, so, and we're almost 30 minutes in, so. I'm really digging the undead realm though, for sure. So Gia Miller approaches Li Ying Li for an interview. Lee says she does not want a shot at the TNA Knockouts World Championship and instead wants to go back to China. Tommy Dreamer then arrives and references his own history with betrayals. Obviously, Li Ying Li is still severely heartbroken and hurt from the betrayal of Zaya Brookside. He tells Lee she needs to step up, not only because she represents China, but because everyone has faith in her. So Li Ying Li was wanting to quit at that point, but she has a women's TNA Knockouts Championship match next week against Ariana Grace with Zaya Brookside banned from ringside. So then the TNA X Division champion, Leon Slater addresses Cedric Alexander. Slater asked the Syracuse crowd if they're having a good time. The audience responds with a loud cheer. Slater says they should mark May 15th on the calendar, the day he becomes the longest reigning TNA X Division champion. He then brings up Cedric Alexander, saying that Prime Alexander hasn't been his prime since Slater was in elementary school. Slater acknowledges that Alexander did pin him once, but notes it was when he and Moose had the odds stacked against him when it was 4-2. He adds that he will have no problem beating Alexander for the third time. So Cedric then appeared and called Slater a child, stating he deserved a title shot. Cedric adds that while Santina has been making matches, it seems Dario Ray is trying to one-up him. He teases challenging Leon Slater for the X Division Championship in 2 weeks. So that would be, let's see, May 14th, I guess. So then Alexander distracts Slater long enough for the system to attack Moose. Moose then comes out to make the save, taking out the members of the system, including a powerbomb on Brian Myers outside the ring. And obviously Alicia Edwards is left in the ring all alone. And the Moose teases a spear on Alicia Edwards, but Brian Myers ends up pulling Alicia out of the ring. Eddie Edwards pulled Alicia Edwards out. Sorry. Segment ends with Slater and Moose standing tall as the system regroup on the outside. So kind of a pullover from last week. So then we get a rant with Ryan Nemeth and AJ Francis. Ryan Nemeth complains about Casey Navarro and Nick Nemeth getting a shot at the tag team titles while he is left sitting on the sidelines. Nemeth said it should have been his big comeback alongside his brother. He adds that he once won a spelling bee in 8th grade, but his parents weren't there to celebrate because they were busy with his older brother, Nick. Ryan then thanks the person sitting next to him for listening. Camera pans to reveal that it's AJ Francis, who warns Ryan never to put his hands on him. He asks how Ryan even got there, to which Ryan replies that he was lost. The door was open. Oh my God, my phone has been so weird. Why it's doing that? Sorry, guys. Just to take it off freaking Wi-Fi. Keep doing this. Oh my gosh. My legs are so sore from that drive. All right, so AJ tells him Ryan Nemeth to never put his hands on him. He asks how Ryan even got there, to which Ryan replies that he was lost, the door was open, and he kind of let himself in. AJ Francis responds that everything Ryan is complaining about is exactly what the Nemeth brothers did to him last year. Ryan admits it was awesome when they did it, but it sucks now that he is on the receiving end. AJ Francis tells Ryan to settle their personal issues in a family council, but to leave Casey Navarro to him. So then we get to the main event of the night, which is Frankie Kazarian versus Elijah in a Walk with Elijah match. This was a pretty good match. Obviously, the outcome was very predictable. The finish of the match saw Elijah hit Frankie Kazarian in the head with a guitar before touching the 4th turnbuckle pad for the win. I would give that a B+. For me, Mustafa Ali versus Adam Brooks was the match of the night. It was fast-paced. It put the TNA International Championship kind of on the map. I love that move. I love Allie's return tonight. To a TNA ring. I feel like I delivered in a big way, shining a return match, reminding fans why our presence still carries weight in the knockouts division. Her chemistry with Mars Sade and Rosemary added a fun, chaotic energy to the segment. The biggest talking point of TNA tonight, however, remains the return of Broken Matt Hardy. While it's exciting to see the character back, the reveal felt somewhat, for me, underwhelming for a random episode of Impact. It's the kind of moment that could have been on a bigger stage. On the brighter side, Frankie Kazarian and Russell offered a creative twist on a traditional strap match. Stipulation was well utilized to help close the show on a strong note, rounding out a consistently solid episode. So like I said, kind of go back up, see if I can find the matches again for next week, because my phone's being absolutely stupid right now. I've had a lot of problems with the internet and Instagram the last couple of days. Let's see if I can get the matches. Obviously, we're going to get Eric Young versus EC3 in a no rules match. Ariana Grace is going to defend the TNA Women's Knockouts Championship against Li Ying Lee. Zaya Brookside is banned from ringside. Let's see what the other matches are for. There's two other matches. Let's see. Moose and Leon Slater will be in a tag match against two members of the system, Eddie Edwards and Cedric Alexander, and Nick Nemeth and Casey Navarro would challenge the system's Barrett Bronson and Brian Myers for the TNA World Tag Team Championships and the TNA Women's Knockouts World Champion. Ariana Grace defends against Li Ying Lee with Zaya Brookside banned from ringside, and EC3 will go one-on-one with Eric Young in a no rules match. So guys, I'm glad to be back. I have missed the last 2 weeks of TNA Impact, but I'm back. So glad to be back. I'm glad to have gotten that long drive out of the way, gotten settled. Tomorrow is going to be a lot better because SmackDown, well, we did see SmackDown is going to be going back to 2 hours in late June or early July. But yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the TNA Impact show. Like I said, I do have some things in the works. Now that I'm settled, I can finally have a conversation with Stampede. I don't know if this show is going to continue on or if it's going to be converted into a half and half, because like I said, this show's only about 30 minutes. And maybe do like one half TNA, one half AEW. I have to give a Stampede. I think I'm going to have a conversation with him Saturday about moving forward with that. Or this show just may completely be scrapped, and it may just be like an AEW like recap maybe show, like what's happened during the week, and Stampede pretty much gonna have to lead the charge, because like I said, I don't really watch a whole lot of AEW. So but just a couple quick announcements again. Next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central will be the WWE Backlash prediction show. We have a full panel of 10 people. I'll say 3 matches from Raw have been announced. Roman Reigns defends the World Championship against Jacob Fatu. Seth Rollins goes one-on-one with Braun Breaker. And Io Sky goes one-on-one with Asuka. We'll see what matches are made from SmackDown, if there is any made tomorrow on SmackDown. Also, big shout out to all of you guys. Thank you so much for the support of the LFG show. It's been my #1 show since last Sunday. As far as YouTube views, I got close to 120 views on episode 1, so definitely big shout out to you guys for that. for tuning in. Hopefully you guys still show up and show out for the remaining of LFG. Raw did fairly well, a little low. I think between 50 and 60 views, and NXT around the same thing, but NXT lost a lot of people, so I kind of fully expected that. Also, we're having a meeting obviously tomorrow, and I'll kind of bring it up in the meeting. I do want to try to do something special for you guys, and for myself, obviously. In the month of August will be my 1-year anniversary of my YouTube channel. So I'd like to have a regular show. Like, we don't really even have to talk about wrestling. Just bring on a couple of people, just to kind of celebrate, kind of talk about, just random shit that's happened over the year. Maybe a yearly like breakdown of everything that, we've kind of talked about. Obviously, it's been 900 plus videos put on this channel, so I don't know how well that's going to pan out, but I definitely would like to do some sort of 1-year anniversary show. Whether I have to do it, if I have to do it myself, I can. Obviously, I can just come on and just do an anniversary show. Just thank everybody and everything like that. Also, going to be talking to Miami tomorrow about trying to set something up between now and SummerSlam to try to help to get more subscribers. I definitely want to. My goal is to try to get to 300 subscribers before SummerSlam, which is I think it's in August, I believe. So we have May, June, we have 4 months, and I think last time I looked, I was at 221. So I have 79 more to go. That seems like a pretty tough hill to climb, but you guys did help me get to 200 before WrestleMania. I think I needed like 30 or 40. So it's definitely feasible to do. And I put out enough content. Hopefully you guys are pleased with the content to share the YouTube page and all of that. So but I'm gonna go ahead. This has been your TNA Recap Show, live Thursday, April 30th, 2026. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the outro, and I will be back to tell you guys where you can find me on my socials and what I have coming up for you guys the rest of this week, and what I have coming up for you guys next week. So stay tuned.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, Show Recap Prediction Sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
All right. Once again, thank you guys that tuned in to the TNA Impact Recap Show, live April 30th, 2026. Not many viewers tonight, but I didn't really fully expect a whole lot of viewers. TNA is usually pretty dead here. I know it's like almost midnight, or probably it's past midnight on the East Coast, because it's like 11 here. So definitely thank you guys for tuning in, the ones that tuned in. If you do go back and watch the stream live on YouTube or on my X or on Talk It Up Podcast X, which make sure you give Talk It Up Podcast and follow on X and a subscription on YouTube, as well as everyone else from DWE and Gimmick Table Media as well. But if you are able to go back and watch this stream live on YouTube, leave a comment. Like, if there was something you liked about tonight's TNA show, just put it, leave me a comment. I usually check YouTube a couple times a day for comments, and then please make sure you hit the like button on the stream. That definitely helps me out with the algorithm. I definitely seen you guys did that pretty good for the NXT show. I had about 5 or 6 likes on the stream, so definitely if you guys don't mind, like I said, if you guys go back and watch this TNA Impact Recap Show later on tomorrow or something like that, please make sure you hit that like button on the stream. That will help me out a lot. So I definitely appreciate that. So as far as where you can find me on my socials, now all my links are in my bios, and obviously if you are following me on any of these social platforms, my YouTube link is pinned at the top, of all of my pages. So if you're looking for me on X, you can find me at EVPCJP. Obviously, if you follow me, once I followed you back when X is not tripping and doesn't like cut me off from following so many certain people in one day. My YouTube channel is pinned at the top of my X, so it's at the very top. It's been there for months, months and months and months and months, since 4 or 5 months at least. So, like I said, if you got friends and family that enjoy my content, enjoy Raw, SmackDown, NXT, LFG, TNA, possibly AEW coming soon, PLE prediction, PLE recaps. Make sure you guys share this channel with your friends or retweet. Just whatever you guys can do to help me get to 300 before SummerSlam. So as far as Instagram goes, same thing goes. At EVPCJP lowercase. Obviously, it's a business account, but my YouTube channel is pinned at the top. I mainly just use that for videos, for upcoming streams. I don't really do anything else in there with it besides that. It's just kind of a promotion thing. I have so many videos in there. But if you guys follow me on Instagram, you can find my YouTube link pinned at the top of my Instagram page as well. So that's at EVPCJP in all lowercase. TikTok, same thing. I promote videos there for the upcoming streams. And also my YouTube page is pinned at the top in my bio as well. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, obviously I have that in my bio as well. But on TikTok, if you're looking to follow me, you can find me at Brady the Goat 21. That's at BRADY DA Goat GOAT 21. At Brady the Goat 21. Last but not least, most importantly, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like I said, if you got friends and family, please hit if you just follow me on X, just to hit the like and retweet of my YouTube channel that's pinned at the top. This person may see it, that person may see it. That's just how it happens with sub. Like they come, like I lose a couple and then I gain 5 or 6. So just spreading it by word of mouth, and retweeting and stuff like that definitely helps out a lot. But yeah, make sure you definitely turn on the notification bell, so that you guys are reminded when I do go live. But if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel and you're looking for it, you go to the search bar and you type in at the EVP show, and you'll see about 905, 906 plus videos, something like that. Obviously, a crap ton of shorts and 1 or 2 pre-recorded videos. Once again, that's at the EVP show on YouTube. Just please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, just please turn the notification bell on so that you will be informed when I do go live. So what I have coming up next for you guys, tomorrow night, Friday night, JC Jane goes one-on-one with Charlotte Flair. Join me at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time for your WWE SmackDown Recap Show, live May 1st, 2026 at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturday, I'm off, but Sunday, I'm back for the second week of Doubleheader Sunday. For the first part, join me at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central for Sunday Night Scoops with the EVP episode number 19. And then come back later that night, Sunday night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time for LFG Season 3 Episode 2 Recap Show. And then Monday night, I'm back with Saul Ruka. We'll be having a contract signing. She will be signing officially to the roster of Raw. And then it is the go-home show before Backlash. So we will see Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu as well. And you can catch me live Monday night at 11 p.m. Eastern for your Go Home Raw recap show right before the week of Backlash, because Backlash is a week from Saturday. Tuesday, I'm back at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time for your NXT recap show. And then next Wednesday is another big one here on the EVP show, live at 7 p.m. Eastern time. It will be your WWE Backlash prediction show. Once again, that's set the reminder. That will be this coming up Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern will be the WWE Backlash prediction show. Hopefully we get more than 3 matches so that we have more matches to predict besides the ones on Raw. But if not, we will predict what we got. And then join me next Thursday again at 11:30 p.m. Eastern time, 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for your TNA recap show. And then next Friday is the Go Home SmackDown, right the day before WWE Backlash. Join me at 11:30 p.m. Eastern time for your SmackDown recap show. Next Saturday, WWE Backlash is live from Tampa, Florida at 6 p.m. Eastern. But you can join me here live on the EVP show. I won't be having a watch along, but you can join me live after WWE Backlash is over and the post show is over, somewhere between 10 and 10:30 p.m. Eastern for your WWE Backlash recap show. And then next Sunday is the third week of Doubleheader Sunday. So you can join me live at 6 p.m. Eastern time for Sunday Night Scoops episode 20 with the EVP at 6 p.m. Eastern, and come back later that night next Sunday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 p.m. Central for LFG Season 3 Episode 3 recap show. So a full 7-day week for you guys next week, 8 streams in 7 days. So a lot of content coming up. So hopefully you guys are going to be excited and turn that notification bell on so you guys can join me for all these big shows that are coming up, especially that prediction show. You definitely don't want to miss that. We got 10 people on camera and 1 person in the comments doing predictions. So definitely look forward to that. With that being said, thank you again for everybody that tuned in to the TNA Recap Show live here tonight. If you do, like I said, if you do go back and watch this live later on YouTube, please hit that like button on from the YouTube section. That definitely helps me out. So that is it, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern time for your SmackDown Recap Show as JC Jane goes one-on-one with the Queen Charlotte Flair. Hope you guys enjoy TNA tonight, and I hope you guys enjoy your Friday. And I will see you guys tomorrow night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for your SmackDown Recap Show. I am the EVP from the EVP Show and the Golden Boy of DWE, and DWE is the place to be. Good night, everyone. Enjoy your Friday, and come back, hit that notification bell, and join me tomorrow night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for your SmackDown recap as Blake Monroe and Ricky Saints also make their main roster debuts tomorrow night. Look forward to that. You guys enjoy your Friday, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Good night, everyone.